Welcome. This is a presentation from DIY Marketing, where we say, yes, you can. Now, roll up your shirt sleeves and get out your elbow grease. You're going to learn how to become a dynamic DIY marketer.
This is Lauren Darr coming to you from DIY Marketing, and I want to tell you that your database is your gold mine and you need to take care of it. So if you are generating leads, now if you are in business, I know you're generating leads. And if you're in business, there's a reason why you're watching these videos. And you need to definitely have a repository for all of those leads so that you have a database of your clients and vendors or anyone else that you interact with. So it's been very interesting to me in finding out and working with clients and talking to companies over the years. I am amazed at how many companies actually are not maintaining or even generating a database in the first place. I'm just beside myself when I hear that, and that's one of the craziest notions I've heard. It's one of those things that absolutely as a business you need to be doing that, because if you don't have a database where you're keeping your leads and your prospects, how are you cultivating those relationships and how are you generating that business? And furthermore, how much business are you leaving on the table because you are not maintaining that database? So that database is a gold mine, and you need to be digging into it on a regular basis so that you can get those nuggets of information and those nuggets of sales out of it as much as you possibly can. Now, whether you are starting out as a business or whether you've been in business for a while, you need to determine what is the best way to maintain a database for you. The notion of this, I know, is very scary to some people because there are some big, bulky software systems out there that can be very cumbersome to deal with. But even if it's as simple as starting out with an Excel spreadsheet and moving up to a different type of database along the way as your business grows, you need to do that and you need to maintain it. So here are some things to think about for that database. Make sure that whenever you have an entry in your database, you are categorizing every single person that is in there. Now, you can categorize by what solution they may be interested in from your company, what type of product they may be interested in, or even if you serve multiple industries, what particular industry are they best to get information about from you and your company. Now, think about the software that you need to use for your database, and as I said before, this can be as simple as an Excel spreadsheet, or you can learn ACT. For some people that's difficult, so you might want something that's a little more user-friendly, like a Bento. And I know that one at least has an app that you can carry around on your iPad or some other devices, so that might be helpful. The other thing you might think about is something that is online and accessible by you and your team at all time. It's Salesforce. Those are a few ideas, and there are a huge number of resources out there that you can use for maintaining your database. And that's just to give you an idea of a few. For example, some people even use their online shopping cart system for database maintenance, which is fine. You need to do what's best for you and your business. And you need to consider that learning curve, of course. So what you need to also do is add to your database often. Whenever you go out to a networking event, whenever you go to a trade show, you are gathering business cards or you're swiping cards for leads on a system at the trade show or conference. So make sure that you are gathering any leads that you're getting from your website, from promotions, from contests, trade shows, any of those types of things. Make sure you have a mechanism for making sure those get into your database. Another key in taking care of this gold mine of your database is maintenance. You need to make sure that it's being maintained regularly. And I don't mean letting stacks and stacks of business cards pile up on your desk or in a drawer somewhere as a maintenance mechanism for a database. And I'm kind of chuckling because I have a friend who does this, and she knows that I'm talking to her specifically right now. And I have said to her, this is not maintaining a database. So make sure that you have a way of getting those items in a database on a regular basis. You can use a service if you have someone that is outside of your company, maybe even a virtual assistant that needs to be responsible for your database. Have a way of getting that information to them so that they can make sure they're entering it on a regular basis. And one company that you might think about is Shoeboxed. So basically you can box all this stuff up that you've generated as leads, send it in, and they scan it in, and that's really, really helpful for any assistant to download that and update your database. Really helpful, especially if you're keeping that online, and especially if you're using even a spreadsheet mechanism that's perhaps even in Google Docs. That's one of your most basic systems that you can do. And, you know, those are things that you can do at first and get a little more sophisticated as your business grows. There are just too many tools and resources out there on the marketplace for you to not have an excuse for not maintaining a database. Lastly, what you need to absolutely do on a regular basis is back it up. You will feel completely hosed if you have a power surge and blow out a computer and don't have a backup, and your database is one of the most crucial items that you need to make sure is backed up on a very regular basis. You can do this very easily through companies that are connected to you through the internet, and it does automatic backups on a regular basis. If you're not a person that can get into a routine and back it up on a hard drive yourself, then you could consider using one of those companies for backing up. And those are great because not only will it back up your database, it'll back up your entire computer. So if you are ever unfortunate enough to end up in that situation, you know that you have a resource there to restore all of your information. So, like I said, no excuses. Your database is your gold mine, and you absolutely need to take care of it if you do nothing else. If you can't pay for anything else in your marketing budget, maintain that database. If you have any questions or comments about databases or anything related to, feel free to send those in on our website. And thank you for joining me at DIY Marketing.
This has been a presentation of DIY Marketing. Thank you for joining us. Now get out there and market, because, oh yes, you most certainly can.